While I may have been living here in America for 10 years, before I moved here, everything I learned and loved about America, I learned from American movies. And I have to be honest, up until a couple of days ago, everything I knew about the state of Delaware, I learned from the very first Wayne's World movie.
Hi, I'm in Delaware.
Now, I've been exploring Delaware movies this week because I do a movie podcast, the United States of a Movie, where every week we try to find one movie to find each state in the United States. And I have to be honest that I was somewhat concerned about Delaware because there's not a lot of movies made there, though I was actually able to find some absolute bangers. Fight Club, a movie I know pretty much every word of.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Empire Records, a movie from the 90s that I've seen 25,000 times and that I 100% know every single word and joke and sound effect and music and song and everything from.
What's with you today? What's with today?
But then there was this other movie that made me think about Jerry Seinfeld. Now, recently Jerry Seinfeld was talking about how you couldn't make the comedies you make back then, now, because people just wouldn't get it. And after seeing this movie, I'm like, good! It's a 1980s movie called Hiding Out.
John Cryer
Last school attended. Cornell. High school.
is hiding out.
That stars John Cryer, from like 2.5 Men. Now, a very young John Cryer, who, and I'm being completely honest here, the plot of this movie revolves around John Cryer, a 29-year-old money laundering criminal.
What do you think Capados is gonna do? He's gonna kill us? Get us laundering money for the mob!
Who decides to go on the run from the mob, who are trying to kill him, and hide out in a high school in Delaware, where he checks notes, romances, falls in love with, and ends up dating a 17/18-year-old girl. There are many more issues with this movie, and I have to be honest, we absolutely get into it on this episode, and Delaware, out of nowhere, may have ended up being my favorite episode of the United States of Movie podcast we have ever done. If you want to see it, it is on YouTube, it is on Spotify, it is on Apple, it came out today. But at the same time, it did get me thinking of, are there movies that you know or that you loved when you were younger that you have revisited recently? Maybe you were like, oh, I remember this, or you wanted to show your teenagers or something like that, but when you put it on, you were like, ew. This movie's a bit weird. This movie's a bit troubling. This movie is messed up, because I'm telling you, Hiding Out is the most impeccable example of that. And you have to think about the hundreds of people that said, you know what? That's the movie for me. So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued about other people, about other movies, and I want you guys to help us out in the comments. Drop in those movies that once you've revisited them, you realized, that's kind of messed up.